Bad news. Terence Crawford and Chris Eubank Jr. trainer Brian BOMAC McIntyre has been arrested in the UK. Wow. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I am back with some more boxing. Now, after two important wins, Terence Crawford beating Errol Spence and Chris Eubank avenging his loss to Liam Smith, it seems BOMAC has found himself with an L. He is in the UK and he is currently being held. He has been arrested. You guys see it. It says Chris Eubank Jr.'s trainer is arrested at the Manchester airport after a gun was found in a suitcase by security checks ahead of his flight to the US after Saturday night. The trainer of Chris Eubank was arrested by armed airport police after security officials found a gun in a suitcase. The Mail Sport understands that Brian BOMAC McIntyre was detained amid dramatic scenes. So I don't know what, there's no videotape that is leaked as of this recording, but maybe he resisted. I don't know. The alarm was raised when a scan of the baggage, which had been checked in ahead of the flight, allegedly showed the weapon. Police officers with their own guns descended on the departure lounge at Terminal 2 and arrested the 53-year-old McIntyre, who was due to fly to Atlanta for suspected possession of a firearm. Eubank Jr.'s trainer has since been charged with the firearm. So it's him with pictured with Chris Eubank. BOMAC, himself a former boxer from the US, had overseen Eubank Jr.'s comprehensive victory over Liam Smith. The suitcase was checked in with little attempt to conceal the weapon, it is thought. A spokesperson for the Greater Manchester Police said, quote, at around 10:45 a.m. on Sunday, officers were called to reports of a possible firearm being found in whole luggage by airport staff. After initial inspection by security staff and the firearm was seized, subsequently the 53-year-old BOMAC was arrested for possession of a firearm and taken into custody for further questioning. Wow. So as you guys can see, this is not looking good. BOMAC from the US was charged with possession of a firearm and possession of ammunition for a firearm without a certificate. BOMAC attended Stockport Magistrates Court this morning, where he was further remanded into custody. He is due to appear at Manchester Crown Court on Monday, October 9th. How the gun came to be in the suitcase will be part of the police officer's probe. McIntyre, widely regarded as one of the best trainers, yada, yada, yada. He also trains U.S. star Terence Crawford and comes from Omaha. So you guys see, this is not good news for Team Crawford. BOMAC was trying to fly home, or at least fly back to Atlanta and get to his home in the Midwest, and now he's been detained. Now, but wait, there's more. So this is the BBSC, and since that report, it says Chris Eubank Jr.'s trainer, BOMAC, charged with firearm possession. So the first he was detained and arrested, and now he's being charged. It says McIntyre, 53, trained Chris Eubank to victory. He was arrested at the airport. He was remanded in custody by the magistrates on Monday and is due to appear next month, right? But now he's been charged with it. So he's been charged with it. And from the sounds of it, it does not look like he will be able to get out prior to this October, I think it's October 9th date, where he has to speak to the court. Now, just to show you guys the seriousness of this particular crime in the UK, they don't play about guns, and especially like foreigners. Like if you're not from the UK and you commit a crime, it's even almost worse because you're a visitor to a region and, you've broken some type of ordinance. But just so you guys see, this is a simple Google search. It says, what are the penalties for carrying a illegal gun in the UK. It says, for example, the minimum prison sentence for firearm offenses is 5 years for an adult and 3 years for a 16 or 17-year-old. Now, the report just said BOMAC is 53, so he definitely doesn't fall in the category of a minor. So they're saying he could be looking at 5 years as an adult. You know, this is what he could be facing. Now, if other crimes were involved, they say he could be sentenced to life or even 10 years in prison. So the more you do, the more that charge goes up, right? New sentencing guidelines for firearms officially published. So they have updated rules and regulations for weapons, right? And that came out in 2020 or 2021. 8 new guidelines for sentencing offenders convicted of firearm offenses ranging from unlawful possession of weapons. So it has the whole detail, and you guys could look. Possession, purchase or acquisition of a prohibited weapon, sections 5151A. It says maximum sentence, you can get 10 years. So it's looking like you could get 5 to 10 years. Possession of a possession of a firearm or ammunition with previous convictions prohibited from possessing a firearm or ammunition, sections 21.4, 21.5, 5 years. Now, the report, and you know, I'm not 12, but the report did say that he had ammunition and he had the firearm. So now they're going to try to reverse engineer it to see how it got in his bag, if somebody else is going to take the fall for it. Look, carrying a firearm in a public place. See, the UK is different. They're like, you see a lot of knife crimes and stuff like that. But in terms of actual weapons, they take that super serious. Like carrying a firearm in a public place. I mean, again, I'm not 12, but I would venture to say the airport would be a public place. Up to 7 years, depending on the type of weapon, right? Possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life, section 16, you can get life in prison. Possession of a firearm or imitation firearm with intent to cause fear or violence, so 10 years. So it looks like it ranges, but it depends on the severity, and BOMAC's gonna have to have a good rationale of how it got in his bag, why it was in his bag. Was it, you know, some people are saying it's a setup. I mean, I think it's too early. How does anyone know what the causation was? And this just happened earlier this morning. You know, people didn't even know about it. Now people are saying it's rigged and the UK set him up and all these people set him up. I don't know. We have to wait to hear from BOMAC. Now, I went on Terence Crawford's Twitter to see if he has responded to it. And all I see is a post from an hour ago. Here we go with the I haven't fought anybody but Spence talk. Y'all so delusional is crazy. Crying emoji. So at the end of the day, you know, Crawford hasn't really spoke on it as of me recording this video, but this looks to be a serious issue for BOMAC, and we'll see. You know, we'll see if somebody else takes the charge. We'll see how this all plans out, but bad news for you to go from the high of beating Errol Spence with Terence Crawford, and then Chris Eubank, people were impressed with his performance, beating Liam Smith, and then now you're facing a sentence, and you know, ain't nobody want to be in court. That's just something I know. So we'll see how it all plays out. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Crazy news, and I will keep you guys updated. So subscribe. YouTube will show you some videos on the screen that you may be interested. Check those out. Let me know how I did in this video and I'm out. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks.
The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation.